So the latest update in regards to this shit where I didn't understand, for the life of me, still don't, why my Aunt Miriam blew off the fact that my mom never got her 2011 tax refund, federal tax refund, and then the IRS told my mom and I, both of us, in the summertime, that's when my mom was saying that, I'm like, well, let's just call. I tried to, my mom, if you have to press buttons, whatever, you can't get through. It's very hard to get through to an operator, but I can find out the tricks. I went on the internet, I found out what you do, and I got through, and we were told that she might be the guy said, you're a victim of identity fraud. We have 2 forms filed on your one social. He said it. I mean, they looked up on the recording. That's what he said to us. And Miriam blew that off and blah, blah, whatever. So the latest update is my musician ex and I were both wrong. In this instance, Marianne hadn't done anything wrong. It wasn't, except to blow off something that she could have taken care of 6 months ago. And I don't understand why she didn't, but I got to see the check firsthand, and it had interest on the bottom, and apparently it was a mistake on the part of the IRS. They had lost the second half of my mother's form or something. It doesn't make sense to me. It never will. But I saw the check, and it had interest on the bottom, and that proves to me that it was their error. And my Miriam was telling the truth. Okay, fine. That's fine. Like I said to my mom, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the fact of when I just wanted to help you because Miriam wasn't helping you, and I didn't understand why, and I was suspicious. I got her Miriam viciously turning on me and making my mom cry and saying, to my mom about me, she's a conniving bitch. She just wants power of your money. I'm never thrown out of there. Instant reaction. Now, it just so happens that Marianne had nothing to hide, that it was just her, but her reaction shows what's going on in her head, and it wasn't a normal reaction from somebody who was simply helping her sister out, being power of attorney over her sister and help her sister out. It was somebody, instant reaction from somebody who felt threatened that what they believed to be theirs was going to be taken away or something, In the end, it doesn't matter, because in the end, it still is the truth that my mother has every right to put in place things that will 100% protect me from her sisters, from her, whoever, stealing my rightful inheritance right up from under me, okay? The bottom line is my mother has a right to do that. My mother has a right to put this house in a living trust for me. My mother has a right to do whatever a lawyer would tell my mother is the right thing to do to protect me, her child. And I only care about that in the abstract. I don't care if you believe me or not. I mean, there are people who will go to their graves believing that I actually made up the fact that I made it up for publicity or something, that I believe Jack Kroger loved me, but I actually didn't make it up. I actually went temporarily insane. The bad kind, the kind that can cause you to get locked up, except I didn't do anything that caused me. I didn't get that far. It was mostly, in my head and whatever, but, so there are people who will never believe that I'm just, I just want the money, I just want money. No, I don't think in that way. I don't know how to get it through to anyone who doesn't, if you don't like me, you're gonna not like me and it won't matter, but this is all abstract to me. I'm not thinking about the future or something might happen to my mom. I'm just want what it represents, that my mother will stand up to her sisters and say, I choose my daughter, I choose to do whatever I need to do to protect my daughter should something happen to me. It's what it represents, my mother choosing me, her child. See? With the money, to whatever means nothing. My mother, I hope she outlives me. I mean, it's abstract. It's me just wanting my mother to just for once tell the truth and stand up to her sister. No. She already lied and didn't say that she was the one who was the only reason I was able to come here, because she sent me the ticket money. I wouldn't have been able to come. I want her, so it doesn't change anything. All it changes is the urgency of the situation, because it just so happened that my mom got a letter, was seeing her doctor right around the same time that the stupid bitch here in this place saw me, witnessed me getting a little angry in the store down the street, you know, didn't know Big Brother was watching me all the time, you know. And she was gonna throw me out or whatever, but my mom got a letter from her doctor saying that, you know, saying that my mom needs me here. Other people in this park have letters, and that's what that woman told Miriam. Well, they have a letter from the doctor. It's nothing we can do, because so-and-so lives with their other, and they're not fit. It doesn't matter. So the urgency has changed, you know. I know I still have to do this, you know, because my mom will wind up forgetting what happened just 3 weeks ago. But I don't want to do it. I didn't want to do it, because that's letting the cat out of the bag. That's me, you know, it's not going to be pretty. So I am still going to do it. I didn't want to before, and I don't want to now. But it's so sad, because my mother should not have to choose between her sisters and me. And any normal, rational person would say, oh yeah, your mother has every right to protect you, but her sisters are going to turn it around. The honest cancer just wants to believe the best of everybody, of course. And Marion's just going to turn it around and say, what, you think I'm going to... I know her. She'll be like to Samantha, what, you think I'm going to fuck Laura over? You think I'm going to fuck your daughter over? This is how you repay me for everything I did for you, and we've got your finances all in order, blah, blah, whatever. And see, this is going to be a big mess. In the end, I wouldn't be surprised if my mom turns against me. I wouldn't be surprised. So, it's not that I'm not still going to do it. It's that I'm just getting there, you know? The first step was to not stay up all night and sleep all day. Okay? That was the first step. And the rest will follow. But it doesn't change anything just because I was wrong and being suspicious about this and the IRS and Marion and whatnot, but it still revealed her true colors. The instant she thought I was in any way whatsoever influencing my mother to stick up to her half-sister, the half-sister's claws came out, and she did the worst thing. That's why Mom said here crying on my bed, I'm afraid of her, Laura. I'm afraid of why, Mom, what can she do to you? I'm afraid of what she'll do to you, Laura. Throw me out of here. This woman shouldn't have to live like that in fear. She shouldn't have to. I want safeguards on everything, and my mom's safeguards. Not only when it comes to her family, my family on my mom's side, you know, when it comes to me too. I would say that. I don't want to be able to access anything. I don't want power over your money. I want checks and balances on Marion, and I want this house and a living trust for me. so nothing can happen to what's rightfully mine should something, God forbid, happen to my mother. And I'm not even just talking about should something happen permanently, you know. She's close to 72. She's on powerful sleep minutes. Her memory's horrible. Don't know what's gonna happen 10 years from now. No judge is gonna grant me guardianship. We know that. It's just not gonna happen based on my history. Guardian death has nothing to do with my mother putting this house in a living trust for me, and that would make a broad statement to her entire family. I choose my daughter. I choose to protect my daughter. That's what I want. I want my family on my mom's side to recognize that I'm this woman's sole heir, her child. You think the claws wouldn't come out, my mom's sister, should something happen there? You know, if it was the other one, she was on the other foot. My mother has every right to choose me over her half sister and to put safeguards into place to protect me. I said only a moron, only an insane individual on this planet would think otherwise, believe to the contrary. Okay? That's the bottom line. It's not that I needed to, like one of the new persons said, I forget the person's name, but, that person knows who they are. It's not that I need to overturn the power of attorney by my mom's book or something. It's that I need this all out in the open so my mother can do, you know, what she wants to do, what she would do, were the fear not involved. Okay, were it not her half-sister in charge of everything. See? It's wrong. It's wrong on all levels. It's wrong on all counts. And I admit I was wrong about Marion's involvement in the IRS. I'm never getting her about her refund, but why would she react the way she did? You know, a musician acts like the same thing. Was strange. And he and I both thought it was strange that suddenly it was taken care of. And suddenly, I mean, why don't usually those things are not taken care of so fast? And my mom, they sent it certified. The check was here within, I think, 2 weeks, and I thought it was a lie. I thought that maybe Mary could just, my mom never checked her account, Mary could just put, you know, that amount of money in my mom's account. My mom wouldn't know the difference, but I have to acquiesce to the fact that Mary was not involved in any way in the mistake on the IRS, because I saw the check with my own 2 eyes, otherwise I wouldn't have believed it. And it even had interest in the bottom, because the first thing I said was, why is it a different mom? You know? But it's good to be a detective, because detectives, you know, nobody pulls the wool over detectives' eye, and I have always had a detective mind. That is why when my abusive alcoholic stepfather, living in the blue house, claimed he had not drank in 3 weeks, all I had to do was find his bottle of booze that was hidden in the house and measure it. And I had measured it at the start when he said he wasn't going to drink anymore, and I measured it at the end, and there was booze missing, which proved that I was 10, by the way. 10, going on 11, just before my mom got sick, because the abusive alcoholic cheated on her with Muffy, and he paraded Muffy through our house. And my mom and I wrote a little poem. Muffy thinks she's toughy, but she really is a scruffy. And one day, while Irv, fucking bastard, was humiliating my mom and yelling at my mom and parading Muffy through our beautiful blue house, that we would soon lose, by the way. I was in my bedroom, and I crawled out the window and ran away. Because you know what happened in the future. My mom's sick. My mom invited her back into her house. Actually, it probably was after she'd already gotten broken down or whatever, but hadn't been locked up permanently in a mental hospital when Irv was tormenting a mentally ill woman, parading Muffy through our house. Oh, and I was supposed to treat Muffy with respect. You think the smart little fucking creative little blonde was gonna do that? No. I ran out, my bedroom was on the first floor. I went out the window and ran away. I was fucking aware. I was writing adult songs. I mean, obviously not the kind that you're gonna make into the radio or something, but I was writing adult-themed songs when I was 10. So long, baby, I'm leaving you. So long, baby, you're through. Something, another girl. I don't know. I have them all, you know. Bottom line is, I was a fucking prodigy, never recognized. I wrote songs and poems when I was just a little girl. I was aware of too much. Anyway, Irv was, you know, he'd always been a, you know, abusive alcoholic, whatever. He'd been in our lives since I was 4, but I don't remember the young years. I don't remember ages 4, 5, 6. I remember we were living with my mom's mom, who died when I was in my late 20s. Me and Irv and my mom living with her. I remember a lot of screaming and yelling. She may have drank too, I don't know, but I remember a lot of screaming and yelling when I was like 7, but ages 4, 5, and 6. I remember nothing. But I do remember that fucking bastard, my mom got sick when he cheated on her. Didn't get sick before, but obviously she always was somewhat, I mean, just not so bad to be locked up in a mental. You know, she lost her mind and she feared losing the bastard. Didn't matter when he hurt her. It only mattered when she feared losing him. And as is always the case in those situations, somebody weak like that subjects their child to not only the abuser, you know, and the anger and the abuse and the alcoholism and whatnot. He did French kiss me when I was 9. I don't remember him ever doing, quote-unquote, anything to me, but he did French me kiss me when I was 9. I remember that. I'll never forget that. But, other than that, I don't remember him ever touching me inappropriately. His brother tried to molest me, hence what I was about to say is a weak woman and who has children and who lives with an abuser subjects her child not only to that immediate abuser, but to any of his friends, his family, because often they're scum. And in Irv's case, his brother tried to molest me when I was 11. I looked 16 when I was 11. So yeah, I've always been that kind of detective mind. Biggest Loser finale is on tonight. My mom and I are excited. We love seeing, I've always loved seeing the transformation. She watched it a lot of years too. I love seeing the transformation. I love seeing those people, you know, get thin, because I know that they love being thin as much as I love being thin, you know, and healthy and whatnot. And I was never as heavy as they start out being. It's just exciting, you know, to see it. It's exciting to me. I saw them cry during the season. I saw them, you know, they don't want to be. Some of them are like 400, start off close to 400 pounds, you know. I love seeing the transformation. I love it. Omar Omar, you know, most of the time still goes to the bathroom in the house. I guess he always is, and we have to just accept him as he is, because I can't do anything. I can take him out more during the day, but I can't stop him if he's in my mom's room with the door closed and he goes to the bathroom on the floor at night. Can't do anything about that. Speaking of Omar, Donald's mom used to say to me, it's all part of brainwashing and whatnot, but that Omar would die if Omar ever, you know, was not with Donald, her son. Well, I'm here to tell you firsthand, Omar didn't. Not only did Omar not die, but even before I moved in, Omar was fine. He adapted. My mother became his new quote-unquote mommy and daddy and whatnot, you know. He didn't die without Donald. My mother, you know, he's not going to just be miserable. He's going to connect to whoever human being he's with. So he didn't die, and he's fine. And, I guess that's all the updates I have. I just titled this updates. I'm watching Smash. We only have one disc left. I watched disc 1, 2, and 3. Last night was disc 3, and I was glad, you know, that Julia got caught. In my eyes, cheaters are bad enough, but when they get away with it, when they just get to go on with their happy lives and their unsuspecting spouse or maid or whatnot doesn't know, I hate that. So she got caught, and I was happy. I hope who she was with, I hope his family finds out too. I don't like that, especially in their instance where they had done it 5 years ago and they had gotten away with it, and nothing had ever happened again, and it had been going on for a while. It wasn't a one-time transgression. And then they decide to, you know, start up again because they bump into each other 5 years later. That, I don't feel bad for her. She's crying on the show. I told my mom I don't feel bad for her, Mom. She's only sorry because she got caught. Before she got caught, I mean, you know, I'm glad it happened. I'm glad she got caught. That's how I feel. That doesn't make me callous. A one-time indiscretion where the person who does it confesses to their maid and they decide to work it out or whatever is one thing. That's why her husband was so furious. He found out not only did she do it, but then she lied and didn't say that it happened 5 years ago. He went to confront the guy she had been with, who he trusted completely, and let into their home and whatnot. And that guy revealed what threw Julia's husband over the edge. He revealed that by accidentally, didn't mean to, that, like he said, it was over a long time ago. And Julia's husband Michael's like, what do you mean a long time ago? And then he hit him hard because he realized that it wasn't just right now. It had happened and had been ongoing 5 years ago, and he had never found out back then. And then even when he finds out about now, his wife doesn't tell him about back then, so it's insult to injury. I'm not feeling bad for her. She was crying. She's going to lose her marriage, maybe. They might get back together. Things will never be the same again. She's crying. Didn't affect me. Didn't hurt. I mean, she's only sorry because she got caught. Otherwise, when she got away with it 5 years before, she never would have started it up again 5 years later. You know, she would have had the strength not to. She just thought she wouldn't get caught, and I witnessed it, so. As a character, man, I don't hate her now. I've liked her from the beginning. But even, like, if she was my friend, you know, I think differently about her. And I'm glad she got caught. It's a show, she might work things out, but I'm glad she got caught. Glad she got caught. I told my mom even before she got caught, like, I hope she finds out. She shouldn't get away with this, you know? She shouldn't. So, anyway. Taking my mom's friend out today, finally. One who helps us, who takes us to the vets and the store and how she'll talk, you know. I haven't eaten too much the last couple days, so no, probably eating too much today. I'm eat whatever I want. I'm not eating breakfast though. Once we eat at like 1, I won't have eaten for 12 hours. So I'll be starving. I like going to the restaurant starving because it makes it I guess that's it for updates. I gotta let my musician X know that he and I were wrong, but we're still not wrong about what's going on in Mary's mind, because the way she reacted is not normal. It's not how someone who had no vested interest in taking care of my mom. But remember, Mary also repeatedly tells my mom too, because my mom will say to me, Mary's not even taking a fee for being my barbara. And now, of course, she's not, Mom, because she plans to have it all. If something happens to you, I know it. I know it. I know it as much as I can know anything. I'm smart enough to know that. Just because I was wrong about her, I never really realized, I never even could even fathom how she could have been involved in my mom being a victim of identity theft. It's just that she didn't take it seriously is what made me and my musician suspicious. But it doesn't matter, because this little thing isn't the big picture. The big picture is my aunt using manipulation, brainwashing, my mother's increasingly worse memory loss over the years, in which my mom remembers nothing that I remember. Mary had said and done bad things Mary had said and done to both my mother and to me. Mom remembers none of it, so Mary's relying on all of that, and she's relying on my mother's continued ignorance, okay? I wasn't supposed to be in the picture. I was supposed to be continuing to drink myself into an early grave and to be caught up in my own abuse and whatnot and never be around Mom enough to influence my mom in any way to stand up against her sisters. Okay? End of story. As Romer, we love him. He's never not going to go bathroom on the floor. He's going to go less now that I'm in the warmer months. He's going to go less on the floor simply because I'm going to be around him, walking him more, you know. Except I might go and visit my musician ex at some point, because I want to. It'll be strictly platonic last time. Now I'm almost 70 pounds within.